Hi there. Today I would like to talk to you about the dangers of social media, something that is incredibly common nowadays, and yet its adverse effects have not really been laid out clearly for its users. This video aims to educate about how dependent we have become on social media, and why that this affects us negatively. But most of all, to offer solutions so we may still enjoy the medium, but maybe not use it as much as a mental crutch. So, what exactly counts as social media? Well, social media as defined by Merriam-Webster are forms of electronic communications through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content. And by using this definition, we personally mean to include not just the big ones like the obvious Facebook and Tumblr, but also things like Xbox Live, the kind of stuff that you wouldn't normally associate to be social media. Pretty much anything that promotes virtual communication in exchange for face-to-face ones. First and foremost, social media makes you lose out on face-to-face communication. And while of course there are certain people that we are perfectly fine with this happening to, you lose so much when you convert to digital in this one. You no longer have access to body language, making things much harder to understand and causing the conversation itself to be built off unstable ground. You also miss out on a stronger understanding of what is being said. When you don't know what someone's talking about, they can see that in your eyes. They can see that through body language. And they can then go back and rephrase whatever point they were getting at just to make sure that you're following along. But above all else, you miss out on the connection that is being made between you and the person you're speaking with. Behind the keys of a message board, you lose out on the personability that is tied to your words. You suddenly become robbed of real identity. Whereas when you're actually in front of somebody, they can connect your ideas to a specific person, making you infinitely more relatable and identifiable. A large issue that has gotten some limelight is that people often overexpress themselves on Facebook. It is so incredibly easy to vent about a bad day and have a few hundred of your friends awkwardly read it and console you. But people rarely look ahead and think about the consequences of what they're doing. Something that they think is the best course of action when they're 15 can be radically different than what they would have done when they're 24. Sometimes, as cool as it is, the ever-present timeline of social media can come back to bite you socially and opportunity-wise. Employers nowadays thoroughly look at someone's social media background when deciding who to hire, and may even fire existing employees for their activities outside of work, just because they posted about it on whatever social media site they use. If it makes you look bad, it'll make you look unattractive to potential friends and potential employers, and may rob you of some serious opportunities in your future. Mary Nesto Harper, someone who has spent over 7 years as a human resource director and a career coach, has this to say on the subject. As a human resource director, I used to get hundreds of resumes a day for job openings. It would take me about 30 seconds to size up an applicant for a thumbs up or thumbs down response. 76% of employers turn to Facebook next, often minutes after they receive a resume. One thoughtless prank shared on social media can determine whether your resume is a delete or a save. Another side effect of extreme social media usage is that it devalues our relationships and our friendships in the real world rather than enhancing them. For this point, I would like to start off with a quote from PBS. The unspoken subtext of checking text messages in front of friends is, "Somewhere else, there's someone who I care about more than you. I want to know what they have to say more than what you have to say to me right now." The idea of being present in the moment is disappearing faster than you can say, "Hey, I gotta take this call." We devalue our current situation, the friends and family around us, our surroundings and settings, for something going on somewhere else. So, this quote is specifically directed towards texting. And although we do include texting in a category that is social media, the fact that 48% of Facebook users exclusively use their phones to browse the site makes it all the more relevant. And not only that, but even if you don't use your phone to browse Facebook, Tumblr, or any other social media, you can still set up notifications that can be sent directly to your phone, thus making it more likely that those social media sites take your attention away from what's actually happening around you. It takes you out of the real world and tries to immerse you in something that isn't actually real, making what is real less important, something that's on the back burner of our minds. Social media can be an amazing thing if it's used in moderation, but the fact of the matter is, it's not. We are addicted as a whole. 23% of Facebook users check their profile 5 times a day, and the average length of time that is spent on social media site a day is 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's 13.3% of your entire day. We've listed some real drawbacks from overzealous use of social media, but the major one is all the things that you miss out on. While you're helping to keep the statistics of 1,000 comments a second on Instagram, people are out there in the real world making relationships, exercising, relaxing, and enjoying their day. Social media, when used to an excessive extent, takes all that away from you. But enough about the problems of social media. Let's move on to some solutions. An obvious solution to excessive social media use is simply shutting off your laptop or putting down your phone. Going out to read a book or walking outside in the fresh air will cleanse your mental palate, making you feel refreshed and ready to go and do whatever you need to. Research reported in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that walking 30 minutes a day boosted the moods in depressed patients faster than antidepressants. And why? Well, because walking releases natural, pain-killing endorphins into the body, which, and this may surprise you, is something that staring at a screen won't do. Another solution is to have parents involved in their children's social media life, from a relative age, but an early age. And while we all hated this as kids, if used correctly, parents could legitimately teach their children easily about the dangers of posting too much information on the internet. This could bring up a new generation of children who really have a healthy respect for how much social media can affect their lives. A comparable idea is to have schools promote clubs like iSafe, which is a program that aims to teach children about internet safety. When people realize that seeing something with their own eyes is so infinitely better than just settling for a picture of it, then we'll see a decline in social media usage. But for now, go outside, go for a jog, enjoy the world around you, and spread the word about how good it is outside, but preferably not in the constraints of 160 characters or less. I hope you found this video informative, and have a wonderful day.